Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today we are checking out the brand new RadCity 5 Plus from Rad Power Bikes. Now the RadCity platform, it's always been a perfect, affordable commuter e-bike, but now there are a ton of new features all over the bike, and we're going to check them out. Let's hit it. The RadCity 5 Plus is definitely the biggest single update in the history of this model. I'm not going to waste your time here, folks. Let's dive right into what's new. First of all, we've got a new motor here on the RadCity 5 Plus. It's a higher torque motor that replaces the previous direct drive motor. It's still 750 watts of peak power, but now it climbs hills up to 40% faster. I did some testing on both pedal assist and throttle only, and the RadCity 5 Plus flew me up steep hills with surprising ease. The only downside to the new motor is that you have to give up the regenerative braking from the previous model. While that's kind of a bummer, keep in mind that regenerative braking on e-bikes only puts back a small amount of charge due to bike's low weight, and the bigger benefit was really saving on brake pads. Which brings me to the next update, hydraulic disc brakes. Alright, now I get a bit excited about juice brakes because they're a really great ease of use upgrade on e-bikes. And Rad actually put upgraded ceramic brake pads in these, meaning they last even longer. You won't be replacing pads very often, plus you never have to deal with cable stretch thanks to the hydraulic lines replacing the old cable pulls. I mean, who pulls brakes with cables anymore? What are we, cavemen? Another nice note about these hydraulic brake levers is that they're adjustable, so small and large hands alike can use them equally well. You can just dial them into your hand size. Next up, we have a brand new battery. Technically it's the same capacity at 48 volts and 14 amp hours for 672 watt hours, but it's got a whole new design that uses an aluminum shell sitting mostly down inside of the down tube of the frame. That hides it away and removes the eyesore of a bolt-on battery, plus it gives you back more room in your triangle for adding bags and other accessories. I also like that the key lock remains in the bike frame and not in the battery anymore. I mean, why would you want to carry around that extra weight in your battery that you don't need? The range of the bike varies, of course, but should be somewhere around 25 miles on throttle and 40 miles on pedal assist, depending on how you ride. The bike tops out at 20 miles an hour, which is not particularly fast, but it keeps it street legal at Class 2 speeds. I have it on good authority from an unnamed source at Rad that technically the speed unlock is still there, but it's harder to find. And no, I don't know how to do it yet because there's a new screen. Oh right, actually that brings me to the next update, which is that new display, or actually two displays. We saw this with the Rad Rover Plus when it launched earlier this summer, and I really like the new setup, though I know it can be divisive. While you do have to deal with more stuff on your bars from these two screens, it actually makes sense to me. The center screen has all of the info that you need at a quick glance, like speed, power, etc., in nice big bold numbers, something you're not going to miss. Then the stuff you don't need to see all the time is on the left bar screen, like battery level, pedal assist setting, headlight indicator, etc. Plus, the buttons that control those things are all located right there on the left bar, so you don't have to look for a button and then look back over to the middle of the bars on a different screen to see the result of your button mashing. Also, that button mashing is easier now since the buttons are actually physically larger, which is better for gloved hands, older riders, or anyone who just needs a bigger target because they're flying down the road on a 20-mile-an-hour bike. I also like that the battery gauge has 10 bars in it now to better indicate how much battery is left, giving you more precise data. While there are a number of new updates that I really like, there are a few that I'm not a big fan of. For one, the suspension fork is still good, but it dropped from 80mm to 60mm of travel. The old version was practically a mountain bike for the city, so the 60mm fork on the RadCity 5 Plus is probably a better compromise, though I did like that longer suspension before. And we also lost the USB charger as a standard feature, and it's now available as an add-on. The upside is that it's now better than ever with more power, and you can actually daisy chain together up to 4 USB ports on a single bike, plus they can be placed either on the front or the rear of the bike at different power taps, which can be good if you want to power electronics in the rear of the bike, such as charging a phone or an iPad in your rear panniers. The downside though is that you have to pay extra for a USB charger now. I totally get that Rad has an extensive line of accessories that they've invested in developing, and that they've engineered this really cool USB charger, but I don't really like how it went from standard equipment on the last model to a paid upgrade now on the new model. That being said, there's so much new cool stuff on the bike here that it's hard for me to complain too much about the small things. Like, if they had just given us the hydraulic disc brakes, that already would have been cool. Or if they had just given us the better motor with more hill climbing speed and more torque, that would have been enough. Or just the better battery, the updated frame, the new display, Daenu, right? But all of this together makes for a huge update to the bike, though those updates do come at a cost. Come on, you didn't think we'd get all this for free, did you? The former RadCity price of $1,599 gets a $200 bump to $1,799 for the RadCity 5 Plus. But considering all of those updates, $200 seems like a pretty fair ask in my opinion. And of course, the previous RadCity is still around if you don't want or need all those updates. And to be honest, the Rad Mission at $999 is also an amazing e-bike for the city, though its smaller battery, lower power, and single-speed setup mean it can't hold a candle to the new RadCity 5 Plus. So all told, I'd say that Rad has another winner on its hands with the RadCity 5 Plus here. It's a higher-end e-bike with a higher price, but it also shows that Rad is committed to expanding its line of more premium offerings for those that can and want to pay more, while still maintaining a great selection of more affordable yet still high-quality e-bikes for those that can't afford the more premium offerings. That's exactly what I want to see from North America's largest e-bike company, a little bit of something for everyone.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the RadCity 5 Plus from Rad Power Bikes. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe either, so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.